classroom on your own time. Thank you so much. You can have a seat. Those are some of the activities that fall into identifying similarities and differences. If some of them you don't know, you can ask later, or you can look them up easily. But those are some of the activities you can do for students to practice identifying similarities and differences. Where in the Bloom's taxonomy would similarities and differences fall? Good job. It's analyzing, right? Why is it analyzing?
Because they classify.
They will compare, classify.
Exactly. You have to know about it already. You have to know, you have to understand, right? Analyzing is the higher level thinking. So asking students, again, to do similarities and differences is a really good way that students learn. Okay, research also shows that there's another strategy that works really well. Hafiza, where are you today? All right. Can you read this next one, please?
Summarizing and note-taking.
Yeah, tell us more.
Students should learn to eliminate unnecessary information, substitute some information, keep important information, write, rewrite, and analyze information. Students should be encouraged to put some information into own words.
Okay, good. So this particular strategies are not on the pyramid. So don't think of this as a pyramid. This is just a list of strategies that work really well for learning. So this one is all about summarizing. Do you think summarizing is a good strategy?
Yes.
Okay, tell me, so on the right, you can't see the title, but on the right again is the list of what this looks like in the classroom, right? How it looks in the classroom. So those are different activities in the classroom. Where do you think this would be in the Bloom's taxonomy?
Evaluation.
Yeah, what do you think? Summarizing.
What about analysis?
I think it's analysis. It's not creating. Why is it not creating?
If it's
It's same information, right?
Evaluation maybe.
Do you think it's
Identify key concepts here.
So,
maybe it's
evaluation, you have your own opinion. In summarizing, it's not really opinion, right?
It's analyzing again.
I think it's analyzing or applying. It depends how much summarizing you do. Remember when we did summary of a summary of a summary?
Yes.
That was like applying, but I was kind of pushing toward analyzing. Because you really had to pick the most important stuff. Yeah?
Yeah, identifying key concepts.
Yeah, identifying key concepts would be part of summarizing. So here are, again, some quick ideas that you can use for this strategy. Okay, let's see what another strategy. I always pick this Nodira that doesn't exist. And I've forgotten to throw her I shouldn't say throw her away, but throw away the paper is what I mean. Okay, Durdona, what about the next one? Okay, so without reading first, what do you think that means?
Reinforcing.
Reinforcing effort. So what does that sound like?
To consolidate something.
Giving feedback, yes? Reinforcing effort, that means good job, keep going, keep working, okay. Yes, but let's read what that is. So teachers should reward. Okay. So read the one on the right. Actually, let me read it. It's when you hold high expectations, yeah? You display finished products, you praise students. So again, those strategies are just talking about things that make the classroom work really well. So just in general, giving good feedback, giving feedback in general, evaluating and giving feedback is a very important strategy. You can teach all day long, but if you don't do some kind of feedback or evaluation, it's kind of pointless. This is the idea. Yeah? Okay, what about the next one? Thank you. Nigara 33. What about the next one? What does it say?
Homework and the practice.
Okay, is homework and practice the same? No. Can you practice in class?
Yes.
Now your class actually giving students extra time to practice really helps them. And that's not a surprise, is it? It shouldn't be a surprise. Can you read the middle part for us, please? Yeah, Ligaro.
Teachers should vary the amount of homework based on student grade level, lesson at the elementary level, more the secondary level, keep parent involvement in homework to a minimum, state purpose, and as if assigned should be simplified.
Okay, good. So thank you. So the way this looks in the classroom, which is the last column, right? You can do reciting, reviewing. That could be part of homework, right? I'm talking about this one right here.
Yeah.
And keeping the parents informed. One of the ideas of homework, the reason people like homework, is because they believe it helps student have a connection with the parent and the school. This is supposed to be one of the benefits. I think I told you I don't give a lot of homework. I believe in free time. I believe students spend 9 to 5 or whatever it is at school. They should be allowed to go play outside. However, I understand you must do this because your class time is short. So in general, one of the strategies is that homework and practice does help learning. Okay, what else helps learning? Fariza, can you tell us? 42? Fariza, what else helps?
Representations.
Okay, what does that mean?
Students create representations, models, mental pictures, drawings, pictographs, and participate in kinesthetic hands-on activities in order to assimilate knowledge.
Okay, do you know this already?
Yes.
You know, right, that only teaching language through language does not work. We need to have graphic organizers, any kind of visuals that help students, like drawings, pictographs. So again, this is a strategy that we've talked about a lot already, and you know it, but it's a review. Okay, great. Oh, the taxonomy. I forgot to ask you about taxonomy. Yeah, actually, where do you think this would be in the taxonomy?
Understanding?
This could be creating, yes, but it could also be applying.
What about
No,
is it remember?
Okay, let's talk about one at a time. So non-linguistic could be creating, but it could also be applying. Do you agree with me?
Yes. They use what they have learned.
Yes, because applying, like when you made these posters, you learned the information and you applied it in a new way. But you didn't create the information, right? Creating is something else, yes.
There's a like quote, like cognitive taking stuff. Like if you tell me I remember,
Yes.
show me I understand, and involve me I can
I can apply, exactly. Yes, this is good. So the idea is that we learn in steps, but really once we start creating our own is when we're really learning, yeah? So for non-linguistic, Bloom's taxonomy could be two different things, but what about homework?
remember maybe.
I think, yes?
We should give homework as a training to practice individually with parents. But parents can help minimum.
Probably not a lot. It's more just having the connection, that they know what is being covered.
It's understand, yes?
I actually think homework, it depends on the homework. It's all 7, yes? If your homework is to just match, that's not creating, yes? So as far as Bloom's taxonomy goes, homework is in all the levels. It just depends on the homework, yeah? Of course. Okay. What about cooperative learning? Lobar again. Again, I forgot to leave you out of the head. Now you're out of the head. All right.
Setting objectives and providing feedback. Teachers should create specific but flexible
Actually,
Cooperative learning.
cooperative learning. Teachers should limit use of ability groups, keep groups small,
somebody can actually, El Murad, can you tell me the difference? Do you remember the difference between cooperative and collaborative?
Yes, it's a different
Let's hear
ways,
it.
It's a different ways of working students in a group. Let's say cooperative working is working in a group independently, and collaborative working is working together.
Yeah. Now, I have a question for you. In cooperative learning, do you still work together?
Yes, we still work together, but with individual tasks.
Exactly. Okay, very good. Thank you. I think this difference is actually really interesting, and I think you should use both. I don't think TESOL, I know it says cooperative here. TESOL tends to believe that collaborative is much better because you need everybody to create a product. And I understand why they think this, why we think this, but I think there is a value to cooperative learning as well. Because sometimes assigning roles is really important. Yeah? So as long as you alternate, and as long as you as a teacher understand the difference between the two, yeah? Yeah, because they're a little bit different, yeah? In collaborative, you need every member to create the product, yeah? Just like we read in the article. Okay, very good. And the last one, wait, where would cooperative learning be in the Bloom's taxonomy? Fine, but it actually could be, I mean, it cannot be in the bottom two, right? It's hard.
Higher level.
It's usually higher level, usually. Although you could have a group do like simple matching or something, but generally group work is for higher level. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. And Matluba, the last one, please. Setting objectives. Where's, oh, there she is. Oh, it's not the last one, I'm sorry.
Setting objectives and providing feedback. Teachers should create specific but flexible rules, allowing some student choice. Teacher feedback should be collective, timely, and specific to create criteria.
Okay, so the idea here is, thank you. So that in the classroom, what does that look like? That looks like articulating and displaying goals. Telling students what you're going to do that day is really helpful, yes? Telling them what the objectives are. You know this already, right? But again, it's just one of the 9 strategies for good classroom. So if you're thinking, do I have a good classroom? Check if you meet those 9 strategies, okay? Okay, let's look at Rustam back. Rustam, the yellow one, please. Hypothesis, yes, hypothesis.
Analyzing.
Using both inductive and deductive strategies through problem solving, history, investigation, invention, experimental inquiry, and decision making.
Okay, so this is a lot of words. Let's summarize it in our own words. What does this say? What does this mean? Generating hypothesis.
Generating is producing.
It's kind of summarizing, but it says, it's not summarizing, it says generating. What is generating?
Activating them.
Generating is producing.
Generating means producing in general. So generating hypothesis means coming up with your own hypothesis about it. Hypothesis just means an idea.
Yes.
Okay, simpler way of saying it.
Evaluate.
So this is kind of when you're evaluating, when you're allowing students to come up with their own opinion, their own idea. And in 9 strategies, it just says in the classroom, any classroom, for learning, it is so important to allow students to come up with their own hypothesis, their own understanding.
Analyzing.
Yeah? So this is kind of analyzing and evaluating, yes? Can you see that? Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, and the last one, the last thing that makes a good classroom, Husnadeen, please. You don't need to read the middle part, just read the first part.
Questions, cues, yes?
Yeah.
Teachers should use cues and questions
It's okay. Yep.
that focus on what's important.
Okay.
Use sample, wait, time, before accepting responses. Setting, interference, and analysis. Advanced organizers should focus on what's important and are more useful with information that is not well organized.
Okay, good. So what does this say in your own words? What is the strategy here?
It's like the comparing and choosing.
It's having lots of questions. Remember how much time I spent on questions? In fact, I'm going to talk about questions again. Allowing questions, and not just allowing students to ask questions, but allow students to come up, to create questions. It's pushing for critical thinking. It's analysis. It's critical thinking. Analysis. You can have a seat. So some of the ways this looks in the classroom, it is guiding questions before each lesson. Remember I said what will happen in the story, this kind of stuff. Drawing conclusions, guessing conclusions, so on. Okay, what I want you to do is, let's just spend only 3 minutes talking around the table. Let's just do it as a table activity. And look at all the 9 strategies and discuss if you think your classroom has them. If you as a teacher use those 9 strategies at different times, okay? Which one? Oh, that's the thing you made. So it just means like, this is a foldable. Like this is a foldable. Just anything that folds open, making your own little books.
We are using the first one, yes? Identify similarities and differences. Using like a Venn diagram, we can use strategies. And summarizing. Sometimes we use for the high classes. 9, 10, 11 grades.
All people.
Yes.
Summarize and not taking.
So maybe 9, 10, 11 students can do it. 10 and 11.
Here, for the activities, we can stop this. Yeah? I'm not giving you enough time, you can think about this on your own. But the idea is, if Morzano believes that if you use these 9 strategies, they're really, really helpful in general in teaching. Now, in this handout, there are, remember this right side, this right column, oops, sorry. This right column right here, how it looks in the classroom is really important because this actually shows you activities for each one, what you can do in the classroom. And on the bottom, there are some ideas for some of the activities. Okay, you're not going to do it now, but you have this handout, yes? So this is just some of the ideas for those 9 strategies. Just simple to show you. Okay, what I want to concentrate on with you is more questions. Okay, so remember, what did I tell you about questions? Remember the fat questions? Yes, what are fat questions? Yes, do we like fat questions? Yeah. We don't like thin questions. Thin questions are like yes and no answers. Boring. This is like the bottom of the pyramid. First 2, yes? Sometimes we need it in the beginning. We need it. Did you have a comment?
Fat questions are open-ended questions.
Yes, so fat questions, they're higher order, like the top 3, maybe taxonomy, and they're often open-ended. What does it mean open-ended?
Questions, maybe.
And there's more than one answer. Okay, if student can just say blah, 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 this happened in 1942, so what? That doesn't show you anything. A parrot can memorize, right? Like memorizing is the bottom thing, right? But the open-ended questions are the questions that require creative thinking.
Your own idea.
Your own ideas, and not telling somebody they're wrong, right? Okay, let's look at 4 types of questions. So the first one is right there questions. So those are the kind of questions you would ask in the text about like who, when, where, how, what. Yes, it's something they can look at the text and find out, yes? Like when did this happen, how did it happen? Now, are they important sometimes?
Yes.
What do they check for? What are they good for?
Reading comprehension.
Comprehension, good.
Understanding.
Understanding, comprehension. Which taxonomy is it?
Understanding. It's understanding.
Understanding, yes, it's comprehension. What else? It's also the first one, knowledge. Do they actually know? Do they know when the festival is, for example, yeah? Okay, so they're important sometimes, yes? All right, the next one, think and search questions. Exactly. Answer in the text, but you have to think and search different parts of the text. So it's a little bit harder, yes? So the questions are like summarize, compare and contrast. How did this happen? Find examples. Okay? I'm telling you this because sometimes I see teachers doing questions in your assessments and they're so similar. You can do so much with questions. Your questions could be really complicated and interesting, right? And it's important to think of questions in levels, easier questions and harder questions. Okay, so what does number 2 do? Why is this good? Like how does this help the student? What do you find out about the student?
Understanding.
Okay, understanding for sure.
Analyzing.
Maybe analyzing, because it's not only understanding when something happened, but they actually have to think about it, yes? Compare the information. Critical thinking, yes. So we're in Bloom's taxonomy.
It's analyzing.
Probably analyze, yeah? Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, good. Next one. Okay, so what does this mean? Read the middle part on your own and then let's talk about it.
Students can give maybe what's your opinion on this topic, answering to these questions.
Okay, tell us, can you guys Can you guys listen and see if you agree? Will you tell us? What does it mean? What does question 3 do? The type of question.
Students can give their own opinion by answering these kinds of questions.
Very good. So it's your own opinion.
Yeah.
So thank you. So the difference is, the inference is when you guess about the information you don't know based on information you do know. So this is kind of using information, and the reason it's called author and you, it's about the text, right? So it's not something new, it's the same text, but it's how you feel about it. What's your opinion? What's your understanding? Which is really different from this one, yes? Because number 2, it's not about opinions. You're just searching, you're analyzing.
Specific answer.
Yeah. One is like the basic, do you understand? Did you understand the text? 2 is, can you analyze it? Do you understand it deeper? And next questions do what? Ask for an opinion. Okay, so examples would be, what is the main idea, for example? Because that's your opinion somehow, yes? Why? Predict is part of this. What other questions can you ask in this part?
How maybe?
How many?
How?
How, yes.
How can you?
Yeah, why not? How is a good one?
In what way?
In what way? What is your opinion? Or do you agree? What do you think?
Is it possible?
Is it possible? Do you think the fox behaved badly, right, in that story? This is more of an opinion, which you cannot have without 2 and 1. Can you imagine? Yeah, that's even higher level maybe, but yes, it's getting there. Let's look at the next one. Okay, what is number 4?
It's an example from their own life.
Yes.
Experience. Own ideas. What do you think about if you were in this situation?
If you were a fox or if you were a shepherd, right? From that story. So this is, we're in Bloom's taxonomy.
Creating.
So I'm just using this because I want you to really understand the Bloom's taxonomy, and I want you to really think of it in your practice. You can take questions and attach it to Bloom's taxonomy. You can take activities and attach it. By attach it, I mean transform it into questions. You can take one activity and have 7 different levels of questioning, starting at the bottom going up. Yeah? So the last one would be, yeah, have you ever? What do you think about? And some of it is, remember, it's things are not always black and white, yes? Sometimes question 4 is also kind of an opinion question. So it's somehow similar to 3, but usually it's about new ideas. Yeah? Okay. Let's do a quick activity with you have a new, actually, let me show you this. This is actually a good example. Let's see if this will make sense. So there's 4 questions. Do you see these questions? Are the examples of these 4 questions. I'm going to show you how, okay? So the first question, this one, says compare and contrast the activities in how it looks in the classroom for 2 different instructional strategies. Do you remember instructional strategies here? Those are instructional strategies. So if I asked you compare 2 strategies, that would be the first type of question. Because it's compare and contrast. Are you following me?
Yes.
So if I asked you, please compare and contrast 2 of these strategies. Yes? If I said compare identifying similarities and summarizing.
It is think and search question time.
Yes, thank you. It would be, actually I think it's right there question.
Right there?
No, it would be probably, okay, you're right. Yeah, it's more think and search. It's more think and search.
Because we should compare.
Because it's comparing. It's a little bit higher level than just what is. Okay, good. Let's look at the next question. If you can tell me.
What does the source say about homework and practice? This is
Good. Which one? Show me 1, 2, 3, 4. What does research say about homework and practice? I think it's 1. Because you're looking at in the text and you're just looking for information in the text. It's checking for comprehension. Are you guys with me in the back? Everybody following? Okay. What about 3? Why? Why did the author? Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of like you're it's predicting and you're asking for an opinion. I mean, in my opinion, I could say, in my opinion, the author included this because of this, and you could say, no, I don't agree with you. It's actually for this reason. That's an opinion, correct? Yes. Okay, very good. And the last one? Which one of those instruction strategies would you like to apply? What will you do? Very good. Absolutely your own stance, your own opinion, and not only like which one do you like, but how will you use it? Okay, very good. I think you got it. So, what I want you to do, I want you to go back to the shepherd, fox, and the tiger, or lion. You all have a new elbow partner, correct? And I want you to now, that we've covered this, come up with 4 questions. There's 4 questions, okay? With your elbow partner. Is that clear? 4 questions, 4 different kinds of questions from the text that you would give to your students. Can we please have, let's say 5 minutes. It could be that kind of question. It could be like a statement. But yeah, the idea is come up with 4 tasks based on those 4 questions. The reason we like to call them questions is because questions requires an answer. So if we ask a question, then we can expect an answer. done or question? You're finished? Do you have a question? Okay, is it time? 1 sec. We gotta wait a little bit longer.
Yes.
Okay, everybody. Good job. Let's before we move on, let's hear some answers so everybody's clear, yeah? Some people got a little bit confused, which is okay. Let's make sure it's clear. I meant to turn it off. Can you read an example of the first one? First question. That's the boring one, I know, but I'll come back to you. Do the first one. Please.
Right, the questions, who are the main characters of this story?
Perfect. Another number one. New one. I can't hear her. 1 second.
Where did the event happen?
Perfect. Yes, please. The same. Somebody else.
What is the title of the story?
Perfect.
What did shepherd say to the fox when he heard the noise from the shepherd's stomach?
Great.
Where did the shepherd bring his sheep?
Perfect. We're going to move on because those are easy.
Yes.
But they're really important. Your students are learning English. They need to comprehend the story. Right? So don't bypass those. I'm not telling you to bypass them. I just know that you all know how to ask those questions. Let's start with number 2. Okay? So question 2, think and search questions.
Find 2 examples which happen in real life.
Maybe that's too hard. I think this is more 4. Let's hear some 2s. I'm trying to go to new people. That's okay.
Here is find 2 examples with the example question type. Here is given.
Yes, so example in the story.
Story.
In the story, because they're still analyzing the story. They're analyzing the story.
Find 2 examples of characteristics of fox in the story.
Yes,
Can you repeat one
sure.
more time? How did the tiger run away from the shepherd?
Yes, how? So this is almost one, maybe? She said how.
Yes.
I think it's more telling the story. But so I would put it more as 1, that one.
What is the difference between a lion and a shepherd?
Great.
I have also such kind of.
Okay, somebody needs new idea.
What is the similarity between fox and a lion?
Yes, sure.
Can you tell 2 characteristics who are in the same situation?
Okay, same characteristics. Is that what you mean?
No, 2 characteristics who are in the same situation.
Tiger and
Oh, okay, same situation. Got it. Yes, yes.
Why did the shepherd point his stick to the lion?
Why? Yeah. It could be. This is somehow between 2 and 3, I think. But maybe it's more 2 because it's in the story. Okay. Yes.
how did fox try to make a profit from the situation when shepherds and lion went away from each other?
Okay, so it's in the story, so it's similar to 1, but it's a little more complex because it's analyzing. Okay, let's go to 3. Is everybody kind of clear? Yes? 3.
What is the moral of the story?
Okay, what is the moral? Why is this 3? Why is this 3?
Author and you.
I think it's but 3 is opinion. So 3 and 4 and all of them in general, please remember, it's not black and white. Some of them are somehow in between. It's flexible. However, if you're saying what is the moral, that's kind of your opinion. So I think it's kind of 3 actually. I don't think it's 4 yet. I think it's 3. But if you think it's 4, that's okay with me. Because it's flexible, okay? But yeah.
So, why did author exactly choose man, tiger, and the fox as the main characters?
Okay, very good. Definitely.
how can you imagine Fox's life after lion's after?
Okay, sure, yes, it requires extra thinking.
Have you ever been in such difficult situations?
I think that's so, this is a good example. One sec, guys. She said, have you ever been in this situation? So this is somehow connecting students' own life.
I think we are talking about fours one.
Yes, so that's 4. Okay, let's hear some 3s and 4s. Just tell me which one you're saying, okay? Who hasn't gone yet? Keep your hand up if you have not gone yet. If you have not answered yet. If you're a new person for this activity. Yes.
Should I read both of them?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Why the fox tricked both of them? And the next, have you ever met with the same behaviors of these heroes?
Okay, yes. So it's good, maybe it's a good idea to read them back to back so you can see kind of the difference. Somebody else? Yes.
For the third one, why did also choose the fox for this role? And for the fourth one, have you ever broken your promise?
Okay, that's deep, right? Because now we're connecting the story to the student. We're making them analyze their own situation. Go ahead.
Do you agree with Shepherd's action? And next, what would you do if you were instead of Shepherd?
Okay, great. Prediction. Yeah, that's prediction somehow. Yes, we can do both. Go ahead.
Why did the fox lose in this situation?
Okay, yeah. Do you think Fox lost?
Lost?
Maybe, I mean, at the very end, I'm asking you now, question 3, because the fox all of a sudden had a new understanding about life. New realization, yes? New philosophy. And the fox said something like, children, what did he say? Don't.
There is no gratitude in this world.
There's no gratitude in this world. So he learned something. I don't know if it's a good thing he learned or a bad thing, but I don't know. Is that losing?
No.
I don't know. Maybe every time we learn something new, it's okay. Just a question. So that would be an interesting discussion, yes? For a little bit higher level students, of course, but interesting discussion. Who lost, who won? Are there losers, are there winners in this story, yeah? Okay, good.
For the first one.
Yes, let's hear 4th one.
Have you ever been tricked or have you ever tricked anyone?
Okay. Have you ever been tricked? Have you tricked anyone? And maybe even how did it feel? So again, this is just a small activity to show you how to connect very practical, simple things to Bloom's taxonomy and to your own classroom, yeah? And of course, you should practice all the levels of thinking because you can't jump from one to the other. But even if the student level is not high, you can go up. You still can go up because your students can think. Just because they don't know a right word, they can still think, yes? So I would always push them to go up the taxonomy, always, yeah? Okay, good. Good job. Good job, everyone. All right, the last thing I want to do, and if we finish early, we can start on the afternoon tasks early, yeah? But the last thing, we want to talk about classroom environment. Can I have somebody come up here? Gulbahar, can you please write classroom environment in the middle? And I want all of you to think, we're going to do a mind map, okay? So mind map, like there's different things, yeah? And think of what, in your opinion, makes a good classroom environment.
Friendly atmosphere.
Okay, so do one at a time, and I'm going to let you create this mind map, okay? What makes a good classroom environment? I'm going to let you read.
Friendly atmosphere.
Okay, friendly atmosphere.
Good activities, games, effective filter.
Effective filter.
Gradual release.
Positive feedback.
A good
Good rapport, yeah.
Maybe you will say good market. Good motivation. Positive feedback. Positive feedback. Good motivation.
Adult.
Clear instruction. One by one.
Adult motivation. Adult.
Motivation.
Yes, motivation. Technology.
Share information. Good work. Share information.
Visual aids.
Sharing information.
Clear instructions. Technology.
Working collaborative.
And some are better than others.
Routine.
I'm gonna do routines.
Classroom rules.
Well-planned lesson. No domination.
Classroom rules. Visual aids.
No domination.
She means between different students.
Monitoring.
Well-planned lesson, someone said.
Good classroom management.
Okay,
Shared
classroom management. What else?
Representative.
Okay, autonomy. Learner autonomy. Anything else?
Cooperation in English. Game.
Collaboration and cooperation, okay? We're just gonna assume it's both there. Okay, is that good?
Yes.
Let's just, thank you. So we all want to have this like perfect classroom, yes? We want to have a classroom where the students love us, and they love us not because we're just fun, they love us because they're learning from us, right? It's easy to be fun. It's harder to be fun and to be a good teacher, yes? So we want students to respect us and love us because they're learning, yes? All of these things and more help us achieve. Let's talk about each one briefly, just to kind of have a discussion. This is not right or wrong answer, this is to have a discussion. Do you have a hand up?
I would like technology.
Technology, I think we have it. Yes. Technology, very good, yes. Just so everybody gets to participate, I'm going to keep using the hat, okay? Holgar. Do I say it right? I say it wrong. Holgar. Pick one and tell us something about it. Why do you think it's important? Just one.
One is motivation.
Okay, tell us more.
Motivation is important because not all pupils are active in the classroom. As you said, there are different types of learners, and if you don't motivate some of them, different intelligences.
Okay.
They cannot participate in the classroom because we cannot, if we don't find suitable activities for them, and we can just motivate them if we are doing some activity according not to their learning style, and through motivating they can participate and learn something.
Okay, I know it's hard to see if you're in the back. So I added something to motivation. One of the ways we can motivate students by having different learning styles. Yes? So having visuals, having kinesthetic, having auditory, all of this so people feel happy, yeah? What are some other ways, thank you, what are some other ways we can motivate students?
Giving rewards.
Rewards, maybe feedback, just positive feedback, right? She said, okay. Yeah, we have that separately. Also, I would add here understanding goals, allowing students to have their own goals while they're learning English. And if their goal, I told you this before, if their goal is to just learn it so they can talk to somebody in the chat room, that's okay. It's none of your business, right? Whatever the motivation is. If the student just wants to speak English because they want to sing the songs or play the music, that's okay, because it's individual motivation that will inspire student to learn, right? So if you start telling someone, oh, it's because you must like go to university, well, that's not everybody's motivation, right? So allowing individual motivation. Okay, good. Anything else? Is motivation important in the class?
Yes.
Yeah, because you guys Imagine if we came in here and we said, you guys all are just horrible. You just like, what is wrong with you? Right? If we said things like this, you would say, what is this? Yeah? You wouldn't come back. Your students don't have a choice. They must come back. We'll make it so they have a choice and they would come anyway. Yes? Okay, good. Nargiza 51. Pick one and tell us something about it. Whichever one you want. There is positive feedback, there is effective filter, routines, classroom management. Which one? Okay, tell us why routines create a good classroom environment.
Using routines is very, we can say, even important because if we create a kind of a rule or system in a class with routines, it helps the students not only learning in the classroom but also applying them in a same time.
Okay.
We can take some students as an assistant. They feel responsibility and they can be prepared for the real life events of further
Okay.
actions. And using routines, it can be easy ways. For example, some students can write something on the board. Some
Yes.
students can keep the time manage. Some students can be assistant of the teacher. So like this, they will have their own job at the same time in the class, and it helps the teachers to do a lot of things in a short time. We have 45 minutes at school.
Yes.
But we should cover maybe more information.
Good, good. So she said a few important things. A, of course, it helps the teacher, right?
And every day, if we do routines, it will be kind of a habit for students, and day by day, they will have kind of a systematic.
Yeah. Oops, sorry, I'm sitting in the front. Good, thank you. Do habits help us learn?
Yes.
In general, they do. Having patterns usually help us learn. But she said something that I really like, that I think is important. Teaching students to have routines gives them practice about real life. Classrooms are not real life, as you know, yeah? But when you go out there in the real world and you have to get a job, and you have to show up at a certain time, and you have to interact with people you like and you don't like, and you have to do all kinds of stuff in real world that is not real, the same thing in the classroom. Routines sometimes help us prepare for that, because we take the responsibility on. So it helps our students. Yeah?
Helps with time management.
Absolutely helps with
Helps
time
to
management.
develop the habits, useful habits.
Useful habits, it helps with feeling good about yourself, right? Now what's important about routines that you alternate, right? You cannot be the same student. You will always have a student that wants to do everything, yes? It is so important that it's not the same student.
Also,